Welcome to Better Credit, Better Home, your source for the latest local and national news that can impact you if you are in the market for real estate. Here are your hosts, the Kingwood mortgage guy, Mike Durr, who uses his 25 years as a mortgage professional to help people improve their credit, and Joe Salas, an accomplished home inspector, real estate agent, and trainer of new agents for Byrd Property International. Together, they will help you understand what you need to know to get the most out of your real estate investment. Let's get started.
Well, I've got some bad news. Bad news is that Joe Salas is not here today. He may get here a little bit late. From what I understand, he had a doctor's thing, and I think he's okay. But I think he's going to run if he's not going to not be here at all, or he's going to be running late. So I guess I'm going to have to shoulder the weight of the information load myself, which I guess I'll just do my best. So hopefully everybody's good today. I think we've got some good information and some good news for you. So what I thought I would do is I would get started right away. And let's just start on our little presentation here. And this is kind of what it's not kind of what we're going to cover, it's what we're going to cover. First, we'll do a little humor. I call it airport humor. I kind of had to restrain myself on some of the ones, but do that real quick. Zero down grants for heroes, first-time homebuyers, public service. We'll talk a little bit about that. Inflation news. There's some good information about inflation that we're going to share. And what does a recession mean for homebuyers? So on the backside of the inflation news comes the news that we're going to be in a recession. And we're going to talk a little bit about what it's going to be, what the results or the characteristics of what's going to happen for homebuyers. And it's not all bad, to be honest with you. What is it? What is the Consumer Price Index? This is something that's nebulous. They call it the CPI. The finance industry loves to use letters to describe things that a lot of people don't understand. So we're going to try to get through that. I'm going to talk real briefly about, is this the best time to buy? This is a presentation I'm doing all over the place right now. I do personally think it's a really good time to buy. One, the market's opened up a little bit, but I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Rates, best rates since April of 2022. So something happened this last week late, and I want to go over that. So let's get started. All right, my airport humor. So you got two little kids, and I'm assuming that the dad is there in the background there, but it says, "Welcome home, Mommy. P.S. We are out of underwear. And oh, by the way, we don't have any on now." And so, and I can see these two little boys, and the dad evidently doesn't do the wash. So I guess that's okay. But this is a sign waiting for mom to unplane herself. All right, zero down home loans. So who's this for? Who qualifies? So anytime, if you're a first-time home buyer, the way a first-time home buyer is defined is that you have not owned a house for 3 years. So that means that you could be a second-time home buyer. You just haven't been in a home that you own for the last 3 years. You all of a sudden become a first-time home buyer again. Well, that's good. It's also, this program is for school district employees, for medical workers, police, firemen, military, public servants. I always like to talk about the school district employees. This doesn't mean you have to be a teacher. Doesn't mean that you have to be an administrator. All it means is you have to get a W-2 from the school district, and you will qualify for this loan. So it's pretty much for all people, unless you're not a first-time homebuyer. So we're going to check this out. We're going to have more information. We're going to do a first-time homebuyer presentation in the near future, and I encourage you to be on that if you have interest in that, particularly at this time, which I think is a really good time. So my phone number is down there at the bottom. Feel free to call me if you have any questions about that. And let's move on. So this is inflation news. And last Thursday, a drop in interest rates, biggest one-day drop since 2009. And the CPI, the Consumer Price Index report, was the reason. The inflation for October was substantially lower than what was forecast. And you see over here on our chart that the forecast was based on a forecast of 0.05, and it came in at 0.03. Now that's a big reduction, and the markets went crazy. I mean, the stock market last Thursday went up tremendously, and the bond market, which is where mortgage rates come from, had its best day that is in memory, to be honest with you. It was the biggest difference from the start of the day to the end of the day in the interest rate that I've seen in at least 15 years, maybe longer than that. And the key is that over the weekend, of course, Friday was Veterans Day, which some were open, some weren't, and then Monday, but rates today were still pretty darn good. So I'm encouraged that this is a possible stabilization of interest rates, maybe even a lowering of interest rates. We'll see if that happens. But the key is to see that it happens, and I look at it as possibly the turnaround. So hopefully that's what it turns out to be, and we'll just keep our fingers crossed on that. And obviously, lower interest rates means lower price on houses. It's all good. So what does a recession mean for buyers? And the reason I put this slide behind the interest rate thing is what's happening is there's a prediction by probably 63% of all the economists that expect a recession to happen, because the whole premise of the Fed raising interest rates, the short-term interest rates, is to slow business down. Well, you can't help but have a recession when you do that. And technically, I think the definition is that you have 2 consistent quarters of lower than, I forget exactly what the negative growth, I think is what it is. So I'm thinking that we've had that already. I think that's what the word is, but our government doesn't seem to want to call it a recession. But there are a lot of people that are saying it will be a recession. So what does it mean for buyers? Well, the questions are, will interest rates go up or down? Will home prices go up or will they go down? Will inventory go up or down? And will job stability stay strong? Well, we talk about that in the presentation I'm doing locally with various realtors, but I'll give you a quick hint. History has shown that when there is a recession, interest rates go down. That's good news. When we are in a recession, home prices tend to stay steady or go down. They don't increase a lot. Now, it depends on supply and inventory. Those are factors that really affect housing prices more than anything else. But based on the timing of this, it looks like it's going to be a really good time when interest rates are going down and home prices are at least stabilizing. They're not going up. If inventory goes up, prices will definitely come down. If inventory goes down, there's less houses out there to buy, then you're going to see that prices are going to move back up. Will job stability stay strong? Well, that's going to be based on what industry you're in. It's hard to say what types of companies are going to be, what the effect on certain industries is going to be. Housing, it actually couldn't be worse than it is right now. I mean, there's very few applications being done. People are being laid off like crazy right now. So the real estate industry, I know in the realtor market and just home sales, it's kind of quiet too. So there are other industries that are affected by different things. But some of the bigger companies will sometimes cut back because of the recession. They're spending less money. They're being more cautious, that kind of thing. So just be aware of that. If you have a job that's in a robust arena or in industry, then it could be a really good time to buy a house. And my fear is that when the interest rates go down, the inventory that's out there is going to be snapped up, and we're going to be in that same position of the housing frenzy mode, where I didn't think that was very conducive to first-time home buyers. And the only people that were getting houses at the time were the people that had cash consistently. So hopefully we don't get back to that anytime soon. Now, the inflation measured consumer price index, this is 2 side charts. So this is the top part over here on the left. I guess that would be, that's my, it's over there. Yeah, I get that backwards. Anyway, it talks about, if you can see that slide, food at work plus school, eggs, airline fares, butter, public transportation, health insurance, utility gas service, and then energy. And it's got all these percentages on how much it's up from 1 year over the last year. So it's year over year changes. The food at work and school up 95%. Eggs 43%. Airline fares 42%. Butter and margarine 63%. I mean, all these huge increases, and all the way up and down this first list is in the double digits. Motor vehicle insurance, electricity, frozen fruits, I'm not sure what that is, milk 14, pet food 15, roasted coffee, ouch, 15.6%. Gasoline, it shows 17.5%. I think it's more than that. The things that haven't been affected by this are admission to sporting events. Smartphones have gone down. Televisions have gone down. Beef and veal are down 3.6%. Computer peripherals and smart home assistants down 3.1%. Wireless telephone services down 1.4%. And women's outerwear is down 1.4%. Other than that, everything else has gone up. Shelter, motor vehicle maintenance, baby food, household cleaning products, living room. Now, if you would like a copy of this list, I don't know why you would, but I mean, if you'd like to just see, it might even help you shop a little bit. You can compare yourself. But this is what they're talking about. And so I'm expecting that this next month, this will be a little different year over year. So hopefully that is a positive thing to look forward to. Now, as rates go down, home sales will go up. Does that make sense to you? So the timing that we're going through right now, starting actually last Thursday, when rates started going down, that made buying a home a better deal. Okay. Current inventory for homes is good right now. Sellers are right now lowering prices and giving concessions. They're helping you with closing costs. They're helping you repair the property to a place that you're happy with it. But as home financing gets less expensive, inventory will be reduced. And again, my fear is the housing frenzy could come back. So just if you are one of those people that's thinking that you're going to wait until the interest rates go way down, I'm concerned about that. I think that you may end up paying higher price for the house, even though you might have a lower interest rate. So they're kind of a sweet spot. And I don't know if we're at the sweet spot yet, but it's very difficult to kind of time things so that you've got the lowest rate and the lowest house prices. But I will tell you, if it's me, I'm out there looking for houses right now if I've been in the market before. All right, and just to sum it up, today's mortgage rates, look at this. This is almost a full point less. It's not about 3/4 of a point less than it was last week, but 6.25 is the interest rates that if we lock today, that's a conventional loan with a FICO score of 740, you'd be able to get a 6.25 rate from me. Now, I think that rate would be lower, or my rates are lower than what a lot of people have. But just so you know, at least if you're watching this, you know where to call. KingwoodMortgageGuys.com. Of course, you got my number. 15-year 5.75. And again, that I hadn't seen the fives for some time. So anyway, good news. I hope you guys get a chance to react to that. And if you have any questions, obviously, I'd love to get your questions right now. And that is the end of this presentation. I want to thank you guys all for being here. And we'll see you next week. Hopefully, Joe will be back. And if you have any questions for me, I just want you to feel free to call me. You'll see my number, and it's just about everywhere on here. So again, I thank you very much. And I look forward to talking to you guys on the next side. And let's see if we can do this right.
Thanks for listening to Better Credit, Better Home. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. If you're looking for a great mortgage professional, reach out to Mike at KingwoodMortgageGuys.com. Or if you're looking for a home inspector or awesome realtor, reach out to Joe Salas with Jane Byrd Properties International.
Joe, the show's not as good without you, brother.
I tried. I got here right after you were saying women's outerwear decreased 1.9% year over year or something. Like, I'm gonna have to beg to differ on that. I've seen my wife's receipts from Lululemon.
Too funny. Wow.
Hey man, good job today. I'm sorry I was a little late. I was at an ENT doctor's. Everything's good, but just getting some things checked out.
Well, good. All right, brother. We'll talk to you next time then. Okay.
All right, buddy.
Oh wait.
See you next week.
Thank you
Yay.
for sending Wendy over my way.
Oh, my pleasure. Yeah. Anything I can do.
All right. Thanks, buddy. See you next time.
All right. Bye-bye.